It's a lot easier than you think to have the life that you dream of. And in this video, I'm going to give you 12 things that you need to do to have a successful and fulfilled life. I read a book called 12 Pillars, and it gives you a blueprint of what you need to do to become happy and successful. And so I'm going to share all 12 key points with you right now so you can start becoming a better person today. The very first pillar is work harder on yourself than you do at your job. And the reason you want to do this is because, say you're a salesperson, right? You can work harder and harder and harder and work more hours, but eventually you kind of cap out. You can only work so hard. But if you become a better salesperson, then your income skyrockets. You can get a new job. Like, the limits are endless if you just become a better salesperson. So the first pillar is work harder on yourself than you do at your job. The second pillar is total well-being. So take care of your body, make sure you exercise, make sure you're fit, make sure you're healthy, take care of your soul. Don't forget to take time, relax, and enjoy life. And then third, take care of your spirit, which means have a relationship with God, be a spiritual person. The third pillar is make the most out of the gift of relationships. So think of it like a garden, right? If you don't cultivate those relationships, they die out, they wither, they get overtaken by weeds. But if you just work at things like every day, right, little by little, you could take a dead plot of land and then grow it into a beautiful garden. So a plot of land can be one of three things. It can be barren, it can be totally dead, it can be covered in weeds, so you can have really crappy friends, or you can have a beautiful garden. What your garden or your relationship looks like are up to you. And once you establish your garden, it's pretty easy to maintain that. But if you let it get overrun by a bunch of weeds, you basically have to pull everything out and start from scratch. So take a good hard look at where you're at and then think about, are my friends good for me? Are the people I hang around with good for me? Are they going to get me to where I need to go? The fourth pillar is achieve your goals. And in order to achieve your goals, you have to make goals. So make 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10-year goals. So you can't change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction. That's what they say in the book, and that totally makes sense. A lot of people get overwhelmed because they're like, oh my gosh, I personally am 32 and I'm not where I want to be in my life. And that's totally fine. I'm only 32. I have like another 60 years of life. Okay, but what I can do is change the direction of where I'm going. And that's what I've started to do. The fifth pillar is use your time properly. There are lots of ways that you can spend your day, but there is one best way to spend your day. So make sure you're utilizing every single day, because honestly, once I started really trying to get after it in life, the days become way shorter. It almost is like, oh my gosh, I don't have time for all of these things. So if you find yourself having too much time, you're not spending your days properly. You're not using your time properly. So use every single day to maximize and get to where you want to be. The sixth pillar is surround yourself with the best people. So there's three categories of people. Disassociation, people you really need to stop hanging out with. Limited association, people you can hang out with, but you shouldn't hang out with them a whole lot. And then expanded association, people that you want to hang out with all the time because they make you better. They make you a happier person. They make you want to be a more successful person. So categorize people in your life into those three categories and be honest, right? Maybe you have a friend that you've been hanging out with for the last 10 years and they're just not good for you. And you can keep hanging out with them, but your life is not going to get to where it wants to be if you keep hanging out with like losers. And it sounds rough, but you only have one life. It's up to you how you spend that life. And people can either help you get to where you want to be, or they're going to distract you from that. And who you hang out with is entirely up to you. The seventh pillar is be a lifelong learner. So they have this saying in the book, a formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. So start reading books. And up until recently, I didn't like reading books, and that's totally okay. Just start getting into it. And the best way to do that is to start reading books quickly. Pick up books that you're interested in and then just skim them. Get like the best and biggest ideas. You don't have to understand every single thing in a book. If you get 50% of something out of a book, that's better than getting zero. So skim ideas, read the table of contents. I suggest how to read a book. Look up how to read a book, and it'll teach you how to read books quickly and efficiently. I read it, and honestly, total game changer when it comes to reading books. And a lot of people, I'm never going to be able to hang out with billionaires right now. Someday I will be able to. Right now, I can't. But what I can do is I can read their books. And that's basically like sitting down, having coffee, and having them give you all of their best ideas all in one sitting. So make sure you read some books. Pillar number 8, all of life is sales. Even babies, they're trying to convince their parents to give them that bottle, to change their diaper. They have to convince you to do something. Whether you're a scientist trying to get a new grant, a real estate agent selling a house, or a mechanic trying to get a promotion, you are in the art of sales. So know your stuff, talk to lots of people, and never take no for an answer. Think like a kid, right? The word no means nothing Nothing to a kid. I have 2 kids myself. When you say no, they're like, yeah, I'm not taking that. Like, they're like, but how about this? But how about this? Right? Think like a kid. Don't take no for an answer. Pillar number 9, income seldom exceeds personal development. So if you want to make $1 million, be $1 million person. Don't think about making $1 million. Think about becoming $1 million person. Pillar number 10, all communication breaks the common ground of understanding. So when you find common ground with another person, you have unlimited potential with that person. And there's always something you have in common with another person. You just have to find it. So when you talk to people, really listen to what they're saying and listen to what they say, how they say it, when they say it, and be receptive to what they're saying so that you can engage with that person properly. Pillar number 11 is the world can always use one more great leader, and that can be you. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be president, you don't have to be the leader of an army. You can be a leader in your church, you can be the leader of your family, you can be the leader of your friends. But leaders enjoy the most out of life. They help others see what they could do. They help others reach their potential. They help people with their lives, not just with their jobs. And if you want to be a leader, the number one thing is trust. People have to be able to trust their leaders. And the last and final pillar, leave a legacy. Live an exceptional life. Blaze a trail that will help others long after you're gone, and let others argue over the small things. Don't do that. The small things don't matter. Don't get super upset at somebody who cut you off. They're just ruining your day for no reason. Your happiness is not that fragile. Your happiness is more important. Your success is more important. So focus on the big things. Don't get distracted by the small things. Your best years are ahead, so go get after it. Until next time, stay safe, live free, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.